So this video, I'm going to talk about how the American people have become sheep. Americans are sheeple. They're not people. They're not the first, and well, they're close to probably some of the last who will be turned into sheep. But think about it. The American people are sheep. They get told what to do. It's like think of it this way. Okay, Facebook knows. Everybody knows that Facebook is into your business. They steal your information. They sell it. You can't trust them, but people still use Facebook. When you look at, and you know that that Americans have become stupid as well, because stupid sheep, because you look at the program Facebook, and it's complete, all it is backstabbing. It's like the worst possible way you would want to run a friendship. And when you look at Mark Zuckerberg, he's about the last guy in the world that you would genuinely want to be friends with. He just looks really, really creepy. His personality comes off as somebody that you wouldn't want to like brush up against. You know, there's something wrong with that guy. And Americans are like, no, and even people around the world, but Americans primarily we're talking about, oh, he can be in charge of the friendship program. I'm the only one over here for my whole life being like, fuck him. He's an idiot. Have you seen him? First of all, have you seen his face? Have you listened to him talk? The guy's not very bright. He's really greedy, really selfish. Don't put him in charge. We're going to put him in charge. It's like, you fucking people, what are you doing, right? And then you look at Jack Dorsey, who's probably... Jack Dorsey, how do you describe somebody like that? Just a huge faggot. That's how I look at Jack Dorsey. He's nothing but a huge faggot who was in the right place at the right time being a queer bait to get the job there at Twitter. And it's like, but you look at a huge faggot like that, and you can't have a real conversation with a huge queer bait like Jack Dorsey. He's an idiot. He's an ingrate. He's stupid. He's selfish and greedy. And you can't say, I couldn't use my freedom of speech around him because he'd probably call security. But he's who we're going to put in charge of speech. And I'm like, hey, fellow Americans, no, don't follow that guy on the computer. What are you doing? And they still do it. And all I hear is complaining and complaining and complaining. And I come along with a much older approach. It's an old school approach. When I see somebody like a Joe Biden and what he does, I think there's a traitor and we need to court-martial him and hang him. We need to have a tribunal on his ass and execute him and get him out of there. And then you get every other American running up, you can't do that. It's like, oh, okay. Get the fuck out of my way. Aren't you that guy who has Facebook and still follows people on Twitter, and you're going to come around like you have any fucking ground to tell me what to do? To tell me that I'm wrong? When you can't even figure out that you're getting manipulated bad by stupid assholes on the internet using their programs and empowering these people who are the problem, you think that you can then come to me and tell me that I might be overreacting when I say, no, by the book, Biden needs to be hung for being a traitor. Oh, and then you get to become speech police. Americans have always wanted to be speech police, thought police, and the Gestapo rolled into one. Everybody's a backstabber, and until we start going through some harder times, and a lot of these people get fucked, feel the sting. Like, I'm almost at the point where it's like, let's feel the sting. So I've been feeling the sting kind of more or less my whole life because I've made the sacrifices necessary to not kowtow to faggots like Jack Dorsey, you know, as much as possible in my life. So why does the whole fucking thing crash? And then all these people who I've seen my whole life who've done nothing but backstab and accuse others of things and try to get moral high ground when they're bankrupt, well, maybe they can fuck off and die. Maybe they can starve to death. Because this whole I love my fellow American thing, I don't feel it. I don't fit into this culture. I never did. I'm not a follower. I'm a natural born leader. So what this country do? Well, it destroyed me. because I realize here's a person that has a voice who stands up for things. Little thing. Oh, the real hard things to do. Oh, it's so hard not to use Twitter. It's so hard not. You got to be a real hero not to use Facebook, right? But here's somebody who actually doesn't do those things. We need to destroy this guy. It's like, here's a guy who doesn't care that George Soros has $1 billion and we'll tell him, fuck you, and make George Soros really upset. Well, we got to destroy this guy because he's a threat to us. But I'm still here. I'm still here, at least on YouTube, telling you Americans that you need to shape the fuck up. That your candy asses, your followers, and your sheep. And until you want to display to me that that's not true, I'm just going to have to get dragged behind you like a slave to all your bad fucking ideas and bad behaviors into this fucking world that I don't want to live in. And I'm trying to tug a war against all of you assholes.